what happened last session? You all, after defeating some caustic wolves outside of a big old hole in the north of Riddock, the Itilgi Forest, you all went inside, found a family of bears that also seemed to have this caustic disease, riddled, who the fuck, undead, whatever the fuck it is. But for some reason, instead of outright attacking you like the wolves did, they seem to still have some parental instinct to protect what sounded and looked like a child, a little cub, bear cub that also looked to be caustic in nature. With 3 natural 20s in a row, which is crazy, you all were able to sneak by absolutely, absolutely unseen by them and unheard. And as you traveled through this cave a little bit, it was obvious that this has been carved out by some large creature, and that you made it to the end and you could hear the slumber snoring of a dragon as you approached, seemingly infected in the same curse, surrounded in these pools of this acidic goo, laying on top of a pile of coins. You all saw this sleeping beast, and y'all got the fuck out of there because dragons be spooky. So you all made it out and decided that you are going to plan in terms of, let's plan some spells around it, let's try and get some equipment for this fight. And so that was around late evening. You all then spent the next day gathering supplies while Vita and Felix hung back, and Vita went invisible to go and try and snoop around the dragon's lair while it slept. And to an unfortunate natural 1, right next to the dragon, it outstretched its wing, it bumped into your invisible body, tried to kill invisible beast, and gave some chase after some clever use of magic and the help of Felix as a stag running in, and a very lucky roll, natural 1 by the dragon, to see if it could tell that you are not a real deer in this hole. You all managed to escape, and that is how we finished last session. One thing I want to state is that the dragon kind of yelled out to you all as you all were leaving after that natural 1, yelled out, "Curse you, minions of Gatch, get out of my lair." And how I want to start this session is, the last time y'all heard Gatch was in episode 4, which was over a year ago, and I'll just say I hadn't developed the story as much as I had now. It's not like I'm going to give you different information. One second, I'm getting the ball. But I will say that the information I can give you now is probably a little bit more thought out, especially y'all's background. So what I would like to do is start off with some knowledge rolls about Gatch and what that means in terms of what y'all know about it. And this will kind of supersede, I'll say, whatever y'all know before, just because it's been a while since you've been in this location. So,
yes, sir.
Felix, for you, can I please have a Tilgi Forest lore check for me?
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
The Gatch roll.
And I'll say, Turlon, give me an occultism check. It'll be a little bit of a higher DC.
With pleasure.
19.
And if that's a fail, I would like to use my cognitive crossover for religion.
That is considered a fail. So you can add on, or just do another roll. And John, I'd like you to roll just a society check for me. Again, you have a higher DC as you've never been within the Tilgi Forest. But just to see if you know some things. Stuff, everybody. I'll say that Felix, Gatch, what you know about Gatch is he is kind of a boogeyman of the northern Tilgi Forest. He has been an issue for, your village and the section of the forest that you preside over for your entire life. Kind of this figure that, on a lighthearted sense, parents kind of tell their children, like, ooh, don't do this bad thing, otherwise Gatch will get you. But in a much more worse sense, this is not a boogeyman in terms of, oh, it's some figment of someone's imagination. It's not a folk tale. This is a very real individual that for years has kind of run amok in the northern Tilgi forest, stealing, at first it was animals and cattle and kind of wreaking havoc. But then in other places, starting to kidnap actual people. And it's someone you have never seen personally yourselves, but you have heard described as kind of this human beast, wolf mixture of an entity. Like, to call it a human anymore would be kind of overblowing it, but it seems to have the intelligence of a human instead of just like a rogue monster. It seems to plan things out. And I'll say with your role, recently, I'll say within the past 5 years or so, there have been followers of Gatch. Not just Gatch, but you have found people wreaking havoc throughout the northern Tilgi forest that seem to have met Gatch and agree with kind of the chaos that he brings throughout the northern Tilgi forest. So that has kind of been odd to you. And I'll say that just very recently, like within the past 6 months or so, you've heard tell of Gatch brothers, which is odd to you. You are unsure if that's just a colloquial term. It's not something that's just used throughout everything. And some people just refer to Gatch himself. Certainly someone has been around a lot longer than the term Gatch brothers has. So that's just a term that you've heard around that's been interesting. But you know Gatch to be a real thing within the Tilgi forest, of kind of this entity that likes to steal, harm, and has been a general nuisance for all of the druids throughout the forest and trying to maintain peace.
We gotta kill Gatch.
Fuck this guy.
I'll say that Turlon, you, as you were traveling through the Tilgi forest with your circus days, your circus buddies, you know of one person in particular from your circus mates. You didn't know her too well, but had talked about someone called Gatch ever frequently, that she would have meetings with someone named Gatch late at night, meetings that she did not want, that they would...
that sucks so much worse.
He would,
no.
tap on the windows, try and talk with her, and anytime that she tried to confront him or get too close to actually harming him, he would seemingly disappear. So something that she was kind of, she was unsettled by, and at one point kind of pressured you all to kind of leave your current location, to get out of there. But, the name, you continued on, and it was no longer a problem. And I'll say, John, based off of your role, you don't know of a Gatch or this kind of beastly person wolf hybrid, but I will say one of your previous, because you are new to the group, you did not, hear about Gatch before, but in probably hearing tell of what Vita and Felix experienced, you have heard of the Gatch brothers quite recently, probably only a couple months back, in your previous group, a user that, or a member of your group that primarily used, ice magic, seemed to say that someone that was within her circle claimed to be a Gatch brother. You didn't know what that meant at the time, but that's all you know based off your... And so that's a little bit of a lore dump, but it's just some stuff about Gatch that you all would know now that I'm a little bit... Because what I told you in episode 4 was essentially it's just a fucked up beast dude. And the word Gatch brothers, and those are like the two things. I rewatched it. It's not a lot of information, and knowing y'all's background a little bit more, y'all would definitely have interacted with elements of the Gatch storyline more so, and that's that.
Elements of the Gatch storyline.
The Gatch story.
Oh,
The first ever Gatch type
the
game.
great Gatch storyline.
So I'll say we'll start our session with you all have convened. It can either be the day of Vita and Felix's escape, which is the day before y'all were planning on fighting. Y'all were planning on fighting like 2 days after you first met him, so like a day of shopping. So maybe once John and Turlon are back, y'all can talk it up, or we can start right from the get-go of the next day, trying to talk strategy about what
Hey,
y'all want
guys.
to do.
I definitely think it would be good to play out the post-dragon encounter experience.
Sure.
So I don't know. I feel like it's up to Alex and Dylan to say what they'd be saying when we come back. So I presume we can, if you guys want to take care of anything before we get back, you're welcome. But we would be getting back at whatever you guys say.
Hold on. Dread.
I just thought that one storekeeper was a little stingy with the potions, huh, John?
I agree, and I'll be honest, these beignets not very good.
Oh my god, they're back.
I was
They're back.
thinking I'd had better. I was thinking I'd had better before. I was just happy that they had some cranberry at the restaurant. I don't get to
I
see
was
it often.
surprised. You know, I had a little bit of kerfuffle with it, but you were right. It's pretty good.
I wave at you guys as we're getting somewhat close. I brought cranberry if you want any.
No,
I. Shut the fuck up. Shut the
like-
fuck up.
You see that as soon as you react that way, I like kind of like drop the like you can see a clear physical like shift into like being like tense and on edge as I just like my cranberry smile disappears.
We are sitting underneath the tree with the largest, like the widest branches, so that we cannot be seen from above.
Okay.
I'm gonna
And
clock
I
that.
am just kind of like leaning there, tired. I don't know what you're doing, Vita. I'm just like, oh my god.
nothing.
I'm gonna put my hand up and I point at you guys and I point back at us.
I will motion to come closer.
And I'm gonna whisper to John, what do you think happened?
I don't know. Also, John never stopped walking.
I don't know, man.
I do
Yeah.
I do a stupid fucking looking shuffle to catch up with you.
Alright.
And then I say, what do you think happened?
Maybe Vita got sunburned.
I don't know why that would require our silence.
I guess not. Maybe it was something to do with the cave.
I'm gonna look around myself, see it. We don't have to actually roll this, Steven, because I know as a player what's happening, but Turlon would like be looking around, you know, on edge for a threat.
I'll say Felix and Vita, how far away from the hole did y'all get? A not pertinent question. You don't have to worry about it.
Well, okay, hold on. If this is the same exact day, so they're getting back right after.
That's
We,
up
like,
to you.
escape?
That's up to y'all. I mean, y'all.
Okay, because I was.
Yeah, it was like a midday thing, so it's probably a little bit later. Like it's probably not just happened. Like a couple hours.
I would have moved the camp.
Mhm.
I would have moved the camp somewhere else. At least distance means nothing. I would have just moved like a half mile.
Okay.
It doesn't really make a serious difference, but it'll give us like, I don't know, maybe an extra minute before the thing finds us. So yeah, you guys would be like, huh, I thought our camp was right here. And then
where did they go?
I would have tried to leave like a little indicator, like go that way, like a little arrow in the dirt
Arrow sign.
or whatever. Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
just left like an. I would have like put down little rocks in like the clearing where we were gonna have a campfire, and I would have just made it like an arrow pointing.
Felix hit this thing so well, right, John?
Yeah.
And
Oh
I,
my
like,
god.
I kind of squint. Wait, what is that?
They turn into an arrow.
Well, yeah, but
Bad joke.
once you
I
guys
knew
are
this
here,
one.
once you guys finally come to the new campsite,
Mhm.
I'm like, okay. So it woke up,
The dragon?
dragon.
He tried to
You
kill
don't-
me.
Vita
Are
almost
you
got
okay?
murdered.
How's Vita looking?
Vito sounds like his voice is really hoarse, and
From
he's looking really shaken up. He's
Screaming after the fact. He didn't do his screaming in the cave. We got back, and then he started yelling out of fear.
yeah.
I'm gonna start passing along the potions I got you. Here you go.
It's too late for those.
How'd you get?
Well,
Things,
lucky
the
for
things
you.
saw me.
I got
I
honey
got
and
your
lemon.
healing potions. No, it's not too late.
Dread.
And I hand you the healing potions.
I don't need the potions. I don't.
Well, I'm not carrying them for you, Vita.
Okay.
And then I put them
I'll
on the
take
ground
those.
next to you.
Dread.
How'd you get away from a dragon?
Felix
Well-
turned into a deer.
It didn't chase us, which was like a core part of that. I don't know why it didn't chase us. I haven't actually thought about that. I've been
Did
just
it
been
chase you at all, or did it chase you out of the lair?
No, it chased me.
Okay, it
chased
chased
me
us
away.
within the lair, within the room, and then we ran away. And it could have followed us, but didn't for whatever reason.
Maybe it's not in fighting condition.
Steven, it was very much in fighting condition, right?
It seemed to. I think what helped was that Vita was invisible. You were not a person, and it seemed to be more that he was upset that someone was within his lair rather than wanting to
Okay.
kill somebody.
It was more of a mad rather than murderous rage, which was helpful. But I think if it had known that like people were in there, because Vita was invisible and I was a deer the whole time that it saw me. So I don't really think it knew what was going on.
It's really
But-
smart though. It has bookshelves and shit. It's reading books.
Reads.
It
Fuck.
can read.
Fuck.
Yeah, dragons can read.
Did it say anything?
Yeah,
it
it
did.
did. It thought we were one of the minions of Gatch, which is troubling, and told us to fuck off in so many words.
I kind of like make a perked up face when you say that, and I go, "That is troubling." I
Mhm.
didn't know Gatch had minions.
Yeah, me neither. Wait a minute, how the fuck do you know about this guy?
I I tend to say, well, someone at the carnival knew him. It didn't seem very nice. I don't know much more than that.
Yeah, well, he's
yeah.
not nice at all.
He seemed like a bit of a bad guy, but I'd never known anything. I never known him to be the kind of guy to have minions, or apparently to be on a dragon's bad side.
Well, I mean, he's on just about every living, thinking thing's bad side.
It seems you
Like
know
a-
more about Gatch than me. What do you know about Gatch? What is Gatch?
Well, he's been around for a couple decades, since I was a kid. For the longest time, he was just like an outlaw, like a well-known outlaw, just all-around asshole. He'd steal crop, he'd steal like livestock and things, and then he started stealing people. I don't really know why he was stealing people or what happened to them. But just a malicious ne'er-do-well is kind of fucked over every little village and hamlet in the north half of the Tilgi Forest in some capacity over the past couple dozen years.
Steven, sorry, I need to pause. Steven,
Yeah.
we agreed that the carnival stopped in Watat.
I thought you all.
Or no,
had
sorry,
made it-
I got into
You
the
all-
carnival with Todd. How close to the carnival to Tilgi Forest would it have been when I dipped? Were we in the Tilgi Forest, or were we like kind of far from it?
You all had crossed the channel into the Tilgi Forest, but I'll
Okay.
say that's up to
I just
you
wanted to
when
clock that and make sure.
when you
Close
dipped, but you
before.
were certainly in the Tilgi Forest, the northern Tilgi Forest to be exact, when you were with the carnival for a while.
Right. Okay.
Do this Gatch guy, does he have any brothers?
Well, he didn't for like 20 years, and then suddenly
Oh.
Ron Rongel mentioned the Gatch brothers.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of thinking about
there
this.
there was somebody I used to travel with. Her name was Simone Petrikov, and she used
You
ice
son of a
magic.
bitch.
And she
Yeah.
said she knew
It's canon.
Sucks.
It's
somebody about
Well,
Take me out of it.
Simone.
Gatch is a
Alright.
womanizer. Oh no.
Wait, hold on. Can you say that again? I got
Yeah.
thrown off by Simone.
The name of the Ice King from
I got-
Adventure
I-
Time, by the
yeah.
way, in case you guys don't know.
Yeah, Simone Petrikov used ice magic. She said she was familiar with somebody who associated with Gatch. May or may not have been a Gatch brother. This was a while ago, so I'm foggy on the timeline.
Well, he's
But-
networking and enterprising now, which is not good.
Why don't
But
we just...
that brings us back. We were about to prep to fight this dragon, and maybe we still will. But if these Gatch brothers, this Gatch, they seem to be enemies of your forest, and they are also enemies of the dragon. So does that make the dragon our enemy or our friend?
And
Why
does
our
he have
friend?
anything to do with the acidic goo in those caves?
He spat acid at me and tried to kill me.
Well, I'm talking about
Gatch or he the
Gatch.
dragon?
I
Gatch.
don't know.
Oh. I don't know.
I do not know.
It's
I wouldn't put it
DM,
past.
can I roll a thing
Gatch.
on dragons to see if I know that green dragons are associated with poison, not acid?
I should have taken Gatch more, man.
I'll say, yeah, roll a nature check for me, John. But
I
also
knew this Gatch Lord skill would work. I knew it would come in handy.
19.
Year in the making.
Felix, roll another Tilky Force lore check for
Holy
me,
shit.
please, for some stuff. But yes, LaFleur, you would know, or John, you would know that the different kinds of dragons, acidic dragons are typically black dragons.
Yeah, so the acid stuff, I mean, it was green, right? It was rotting, but it was green.
The dragon is definitely cursed.
Well, green dragons are poison, so the acid stuff really it shouldn't be doing unless this is a spell gone wrong. But I don't know, it doesn't really look like
Maybe.
it has much of a choice because its skull is, all its skin is missing, so.
It seemed to speak just fine. It didn't look like it was in pain,
Mhm.
right?
Its voice was certainly raspy, but you've never heard a dragon talk, so you don't know.
I don't really have any.
But Felix,
Can we go down and ask it questions?
Felix,
Probably
I'll say
not.
that real quick. Felix, in terms of could it be related to Gatch? You know that recently some of the Gatch cultists, followers of Gatch, have been using some acidic-based weapons, kind of weapons covered in acid, but also like poisons and stuff. But it certainly is something that's a little connected.
Man, I just kitted up for a dragon fight, not a Gatch fight. Fuck.
I want to fight Gatch.
So Gatch might have some. Did I mention? I think this is a very new development. He's got like followers aside from just brothers. All of a sudden, so like,
the followers are different from the brothers.
yeah, I think brothers could just be very high level followers. I have no idea. It's very worrying because like he was always like a weird beast man. I don't know how that happened. But if he's getting like worshippers, that could be bad.
So the best
I don't think it's gonna be bad right now, as far as like grand scheme of things. But like we should probably stop this before anything serious comes from the whole worship of Gatch.
Right, well, I suppose it brings up the question again, though. Does the Gatch revelation make the dragon our enemy or our friend? If the
Much more
dragon-
friendly. The fact that it's like not.
I can just ask the
Realistic.
dragon. Let
Are
me
you
just
sure you want
ask
to go
him.
back down there, Vita?
How do you know? How can you ask him?
You have message, don't you?
I can use message. I
Oh.
can just sit right here.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, message.
Yeah,
Why?
do
Ask-
Does
ask
anybody
him.
want to go down there and ask him face
Not
to
right
face?
now. No,
No.
not. I'll be honest, Vita.
alright.
Not with you. It's probably gonna smell you. and know that you were the
if
one inside the
anyone's going to
flare.
go down, it should be John and I.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't
I
smell
mean-
me. It smelled like. I mean, I guess I do kind
I
of smell
think
like beer.
perhaps
but-
it's possible that that a strange cognitive message from an unknown person would bother the dragon. Perhaps could you let Ori take a message written on paper?
I feel like a mental message is going to be the least weird thing.
I feel like it would be bother, but as long as we get a dialogue going, it would probably be fine.
Ori, what do you think, Ori? You afraid of that thing?
You say, "Are you afraid of it?"
Yeah.
Ori looks at you and says, "There's something not right about it. It's
Thanks, Ori.
dragons are not supposed to look like that."
You need to learn to speak up if you know something.
Yeah. Why didn't you tell us that?
Ori just turns away. Puts its head
Ori,
down.
I really appreciate the help that you've given us, but you got to be more willing to share, my man.
I'm gonna make an origami crossbow to blow you out of the sky if you keep doing this stuff.
Hey,
Surely it was
hey.
not
I'm
surely
sorry.
it's not new information to enable us
I'm
the
peeved
dragon
about these
to be
beignets.
off.
I'm peeved about these beignets.
They weren't that bad, John. The beignets weren't that bad.
They were dry.
I have one left. Would either of you like to try one?
I'd like a
I-
beignet. I
Anyway,
don't know
we're
what a
getting off
beignet is.
topic.
I passed the
Anyway,
beignet to Felix.
Vito, you ever had a beignet before?
can we roll a check to pass
No.
that beignet?
Bro, I can pass
Neither
the
am I.
beignet.
Have,
Unless you're trying to intercept
have
my
half the-
beignet.
I'll have it.
You each
You're
roll
trying to
a
put
D20
it down.
to see how much you like
Put that
it.
down!
D20, no bonuses. See how much you like it.
Felix,
Maybe we can bribe with beignets.
you making a beignet check? I gave the
hates it,
beignet to
bro. He
Felix, not
hates it.
Vita. I gave it to
No, we
Felix.
split it.
up.
We
You
split it.
Fuck.
Felix got the good
Felix,
half
this is
of the
some
beignet.
good shit. Vita,
Good stuff.
I
maybe
hate
one of the
this.
worst things you ever eaten in your memory, which is not very
They're bad,
long,
right?
But
Thanks a lot.
Right,
Well,
Felix? I did think they were
How do I
bad.
spell? How do I spell? I don't even know what beignet is in real life. B-E-N.
B-E-N-E-T. Or
French donut. Well, Cajun.
That
Pretty
is
sure
not
there's a
it.
B. I'm
It's
pretty sure there's a G in there.
yeah, there,
Yeah.
yeah, there is a G.
Bagnet.
Beignet.
I just spelled Bennett.
B-I-G-N-E-T.
Honestly, they kind of look like pizza.
Deep fried pastry that is a staple of Nolan's cuisine. Oh, this actually looks great.
Got nice powdered
Dylan, you
sugar.
got the half that has no powdered sugar on it. I got the half that has what remains of the powdered sugar.
Dude, I think the baker fucked it up. I think he put salt on it, not sugar.
I might have also grabbed
Yeah,
the wrong half of it. I
salty.
might not have handled it very well when I put it
Anyway.
in my bag.
I don't know what the hell
Sorry
is
for
wrong with this
throwing
beignet.
things off
Anyway,
topic.
That's fine.
I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry.
Ori looks to you all and says, "I can only provide information if I'm spoken to. It is not within my make to just provide information if I."
Well,
have to."
okay, Vita, this sounds like it's your fault then. You have to ask me way more questions.
all right.
He's
But
in a
Weird
room
hush
today.
Down
Ori
there
Ori
in
says
that
some-
room.
Ori says something is wrong with that dragon. It should not. Dragons do not look that way, and dragons typically like to talk more, from what I've heard. Not just attack, like they attacked my master outright.
Do you just know that, or have you had experience with dragons?
Ori looks at you, Turlon says, "I don't know how I know that, to be honest with you.
We've all been there.
I just get information mostly from," and it kind of looks at you, Vita, "from Sulon, but I haven't had any experience with dragons myself, no."
Why not?
Okay. Well, let me just send it a message while we're all here, above ground, away from it, with enough time to run.
You have to be within 1,000 feet of it. Message.
Also, before we get started, are you hurt? Like I'm saying that to you, Dylan. Is Vita hurt?
Not really.
Okay. Cool. If you looked hurt, I was going to insist you heal.
You must
Yeah,
rest.
I'm not really hurt. He kind of grazed me, but
Are
It's
you
not
sure
bad.
you want to do this immediately, Vita? You don't want to wait a little bit?
I mean, I don't really want to do it at all. But I will feel better if it's on our side and then it's not just sitting below us, waiting to kill us.
So yeah, I I'll guide you back to where we would be within 1,000 feet of the dragon. And then all of us together. And then we'll be like, all right.
What was I going to say?
Oh, right. We should think about that. Fuck.
I'll say
I
that.
think you should be honest. I think you should introduce yourself as the one who was in the lair earlier, and that it didn't mean any harm.
And preface that we're not followers of Gatch.
Yes, start with that.
Really try to convince him on that.
We're not followers of Gatch. We were the ones in there earlier. We're sorry for disturbing you. We think we might have common ground against Gatch.
I want to ask you some questions in person.
Well, I'll cast a message, and I'm going to try and target the dragon.
Okay. You feel it latch.
Let's see. Brief. Okay. Hello. I was just in your lair. We hate Gatch. Would you like to talk further? Send.
So, Dragon says, "You don't have to say the send part." Let me think.
Okay.
Let me think about this.
You want to say the send part, dumbass.
I think he's waiting to reply.
Wait, voice to text
I'll
is
say
still
out
on.
loud.
Stop, period, stop.
You hear a growl within your head, and that similar same raspy voice that you had heard yell out says, really got to think about this. Roll a persuasion check for me, Vita. Just to give me some guidance here. Sorry, diplomacy.
There have been worse rolls.
The voice within your head says, once again, a little low growl, and says, "Then come and speak with me." And then there's a short pause, and then almost in a tone that it's obvious that it's not speaking to you, but it's still coming through the message. It says, "Come and speak with me," and then there's a pause. And then it says, "Ever hungry, never full."
Oh, man.
Oh.
Man.
Okay.
And then the message ends back to you.
So
Oh, we can
he
bring
said
it
he's
back,
fine
right?
with us coming and talking to him, but I think he left it open a little too long because he just said how he's really hungry.
Can we I don't know, catch him an animal as an offering?
That wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Kind of have him relax for maybe a couple seconds before he tries to eat us.
I'll send him a message. I'll say, not sure if I was supposed to hear that last part, but do you eat any animals or anything else?
A much shorter.
Oh shit.
Oh, is this still on? Fuck.
From a much
Just
shorter
pick me up
response time than the previous one. It says, "I eat everything like this. I don't want to."
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Cannot be
he's
good.
he said that he is probably fine eating an animal or something, I think.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
let's just try to find him something big because it's a
Yeah.
dragon. So, should we all go hunting?
Well,
Okay,
last time
well, we got
went
the
hunting, I
the
found
It's
40.
just a stupid side quest.
I don't
We
know
got
how
the,
to
well,
do
we
that.
already have the 40 pounds of hog meat from a couple days
Oh, this is
ago.
perfect. We have
40
40 fucking pounds of
We
this
can
shit.
get. I
40
think we should
pounds
get.
isn't a lot.
It's not a lot. We should probably get another hog
Yeah.
or a
Well, I
feral
didn't
boar.
get in your way, Felix. I was in your way last time. You go.
Yeah.
Can we do? Can we do a quick like couple of rolls just to see if we can go find something?
Can I hunt a feral hog?
A hog or an
Tons of 'em.
elk or a
Tons of 'em.
deer or yeah.
A large part of my job as a druid is driving away the feral hogs that are
one of
fucking
the
up.
legendary Tilgi gorillas.
Yeah. They're protected. We can't actually.
So are people
Oh, I
going
got a
off
license
by
actually
themselves
already.
to look for some hogs?
I'm not. I don't know how to hunt.
I'm going to stay back because I almost ruined the hunt last time.
Yeah, I want to go hog hunting again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going.
Individually, or y'all going together, Felix and John?
I'll split
John,
up. 'Cause I feel like
let's
I have
split
a very
up.
different hunting
Big,
style.
biggest hog win.
I want
Okay.
to log with you, Mr. GM, that I'd like to have a conversation alone with Vita at some
We're gonna
point.
have a
so
hog
just let us
measuring
know when you want us
contest.
to do
All
that.
right.
Okay,
Absolutely.
we'll do hogs first, and then we'll do conversation.
I'm gonna
Okay.
piss while you measure hogs.
Who's gonna get the
Always.
bigger hog?
Always got my mind on the
I
hog.
gotta. It's not the size of the hog that counts. It's
How you use it
well, it actually does in this case,
In
but
this case, it does actually matter.
very much
let's
matters.
find out.
I love that
So-
that's not what the dragon even said at all.
No.
Yeah, he's
No,
like, I
no,
don't want to
no.
eat anything.
I wish I wasn't like this. He could
Well,
probably do with
sure
some
bacon.
food.
It's probably
gotta,
do. It's probably a little
gotta
nip.
go through the Vita filter.
You could use a bite.
Worst game of telephone
Bad game
ever.
telephone. All right, so give me a nature check from both of y'all.
Hey, pretty good stuff,
Oh.
man.
Ooh.
Close barrel, close barrel. Y'all,
Mine is a pound larger.
yeah, John, or I'll say that you all find one around the same time. John, you are normally not experienced in this hog finding, but you've done it once before in this forest, and now you feel like you can really get in the mindset of the hog. Felix, you fucking done this so many times. This is, exactly what sounds to listen for. So I'll say you each find a hog. Now it's about how do you want to grab it or attack it. I know that John, you snuck up on it last
I
time
want to grab the hog.
and grabbed it. How
I would like
do you want
to
to do the same
find-
thing?
This time, I don't know. It's a dark. It might be more alert. Time, I want to find a rock and throw it as hard as I possibly can at the hog's head.
Kill this guy!
And Felix, how do you want to get your hog?
I got a knife, so I just want to sneak up on it and stab it in the throat.
And give me.
I think normally you use spears for this, but I don't got that. So
Wait,
Yeah. What's up?
DM.
What's
How
up?
big does this hog look in comparison to the last one I found?
The last one, it's a little bit smaller. It's
A
still
little
big,
bit smaller. All right.
but I mean, you
Probably
don't
beat
have
it by
much
wrestling,
experience by hogs, but
I,
still looks
I want to
big.
get pretty good at this. So
inexperienced hog wrestler.
I'm not usually used to wrestling hogs, and I was gonna throw this rock at it. I changed my mind. I want to sneak up on it and wrestle it.
Okay. And give me stealth checks from both of you. Give it a nice blind GM roll for it.
The wrestler.
Blind athletics check.
Or stealth check, sorry. Stealth check.
Stealth check for me. Blind GM roll. Please be good.
Both of you are able to slowly sneak up to the hog. I'll say that Felix, make an attack roll with a knife. It can be an unarmed strike, or you can draw your dagger and do an unarmed strike with that, or a strike.
Fuck, that's not what I wanted to do.
I can put it in your hand. I put it in your hand. It's a +11.
Oh,
And are you going to wrestle it, John?
Yeah, I'm gonna do
Give me an athletics check.
yeah, I was gonna do a grapple.
You're gonna grapple. Give me an athletics
Yeah.
check. Let's see if you can beat the Hogs fortitude DC.
Grapple this hog.
Shit.
I'll make a private GM roll.
Say it was almost a natural 20. But
Yeah.
John, you are able to get Don. Let's see. I got a pig. That's a pig sound.
Mhm.
You are able to get on it. It starts like I don't know how to fucking make a
Okay.
pig squeal and sound. But Felix, you are able to get in there, just right into the neck. Pig never makes a sound. Hog never makes a sound.
I'll start punching the pig.
I'll say you're in one punch, just like last time. You know the perfect spot, and you're able to just clock it right in the nerve that it stops squealing, and now it's just laying next to you, just dead weight. I'd like
All
both
right,
of you to
this,
roll a D100, and we're gonna half it, and that's how many pounds your hog is.
The foolproof method of hunting hogs, dude.
Genius.
1D100.
Dude, yeah, let's make this. Hang on. Dude, 66.
33
hog.
pounds a
That's pretty good.
hog.
Watch this 15 pounder. Watch me go roll this 15 pounder.
Ooh,
Holy
Oh
shit.
my god.
that's pretty high.
What the
47 pounds.
Fuck.
I'll say, as soon as you start to lift it, John, this didn't look as big as the previous hog, but it's got some density to it. This is a muscular hog.
Oh, I must have
And,
just eaten.
It's got a lot of pounds to it. And
All
Felix, yours is pretty good, but y'all will reconvene. But first,
Most
we will,
is fat.
while y'all are hunting your hogs,
That's good. Fat's
Uh,
fuel.
While y'all are
Turlon and
hunting
Vita.
your
Run
hogs.
hog.
Erline, Vita,
Togi Forest hogs hate to see me coming.
you are chilling back by the camp while your peeps hunt hogs.
The hoggers. At one point, I think a little while, I'm just messing around with some of my esoterica, taking down some notes. And at one point, I walk up to you, Vita, and I say, "So it's your magic. It comes from the Ori, right? In a roundabout sense."
Yeah, it comes from Ori, which comes from Sulan. And every time I go to sleep, she'll update me.
It sounds like maybe a silly question, but what is it? What is it you're actually doing, like physically or mentally, when you do a spell? When you cast a spell?
What
I
is
don't
it
know
I'm
the terminology.
doing?
I've been thinking a lot
Never-
about with all of this location stuff going on. I've been thinking a little bit about what the root of the things I can do is. Making my reflection appear on the other side. Imbuing my weapon with magic from the esoteric I have. I've been wondering, and I'm just curious what it is you're physically and mentally doing when you cast a spell.
I've never really thought about it before. I wake up knowing that I have spells, but I don't really know exactly how they work until I use them. And, you know, I thought I had to say, like, special words or do a motion or something, but I don't actually remember anyone ever telling me that. So
it's and I kind of like mime what appears to be like a comically simplified spell motion. So it's the motion.
I actually don't think that matters at all now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know why I do that.
What can
I
you do
think I can
without
just
the motion?
do it.
Can you cast a spell without the motion? Try it.
Uh,
And think about what it is you're doing it while you do what it is you're doing while you do it.
okay, I'm gonna try and cast.
Also, just for flavor, I want to say this whole conversation's in Elvish.
I'm gonna cast Sonata Span without doing my la la la. I'm just gonna try and think it and make the bridge in front of me, which obviously does happen.
Okay. When you try and think it, Just making sure.
I love the smile right now.
Okay,
She
wait.
even
Well, this
knows.
one says I have to actually play a tune. Okay,
This-
wait.
You have to play
Let
a
me-
tune and you have to manipulate, which
Let-
means you have
let me
to
pick
do
it- let me
something
pick a
with your
different one.
hands.
Let me pick a different one.
Also,
I
you-
wonder
what
you
is
s-
flavor-
you
flavor,
start-
Dylan. Did you actually do that?
You start to think it, and you're like, I can't do it without doing something. You feel like you just can't expel the spell.
As I watch
that
you stand there for a
spell?
second, I cock my head. So maybe the voice does matter.
Maybe, but I might have picked a bad one because I'm pretty sure this one, the bridge, it comes from my little music notes. Let me try and just stand there, close my eyes, and cast Stoke the Heart on Turlan. Just nothing. Just
Mhm.
mentally.
Yeah, as you do, you feel this empowering power within you, Turlon, for a moment. Something you felt before when you.
And I've
stoked
not
the
seen
heart.
Vita move or do anything.
Vita does not remove or do anything in this.
I felt that feeling before. That's that spell you do. So I guess what I'm wondering, Vita, what was it you were doing to do that? Did you think it? Is it like a third arm you don't have that you flex? You just know
Nope.
you can flex it?
I just wanted it to happen. I just thought about it for a second, and then it happened.
I kind of
Yes.
stop for a second.
Yeah.
I go and I reach my to my mirror, and I just like I try to because normally when I do it, I like move it and like I position it in a certain way. So Steve and I try to, and I understand that this is something that I can have the leeway on, but I try to like just kind of move it a little bit, and then like different motions to see what happens until I like mimic the exact motion that I normally do, and I try to feel the difference in it. And you let me know if there's anything I need to know about that, or if I can just roleplay however I wish.
When you have previously done the motion with your hand, you feel kind of this. You know, you're just moving around the mirror, but when you move it in just a certain way, there's a feeling almost like, I can only describe it as like a magnet. You feel kind of this pull towards something, but you just doing the motion does not activate, any of your mirror spells at all. But part of the motion of it is you can feel that there's a pull now that you're really focusing on it. But it's all, I'll say, within your mind that you feel this pull. It's not like a physical pull, but you almost feel like your mind, if you were to describe it physically, almost like your brain is being pushed against one side of your skull for a moment. In front, I'll say.
Got it. I look to Vita, and you see me fiddle with my mirror for a second, and I say, "Watch this motion. Watch this very carefully." And I take my mirror, I lift it, I turn it at a specific angle in a specific way, and it's what I'm always doing, but I'm asking you to pay attention to it, so you can see there's a very specific move to it. And then a second me appears, and then I sort of tap the mirror, and it disappears. I take the mirror off, I toss it to you. Do the same thing.
Let me do it.
Okay. Give me an occultism check for me.
Oh, jeez.
You do the motion exactly as Turlon did, but you notice that within the cracked mirror that Turlon has given you, when Turlon was holding it, it's almost as if it was like a tiny little disco ball, almost like all the light that was hitting it was kind of almost refracting a little bit. You could see just ever so faintly little lens flare, small little gleams of light off of it. Now that it's in your hand, you are doing the same exact emotion. You don't feel anything within you, but that small light that seemed to be coalescing within that mirror, within this cracked mirror, is just it's not there. You know that you've done the motion perfectly, but there's just something
Yeah.
with Turlon's connection
Mhm.
to this implement.
Doesn't
that-
work. I think I'll hand it back and I'll say,
I don't
oh,
wait for you to hand it back. I just tap because I want to feel it again.
Oh.
I tap my chest where the mirror normally sits, and presuming you don't resist, the
no.
mirror disappears from your hand and appears into mine.
I think it's safe
almost
to
like
say,
there's-
it's safe to say it's not the mirror, it's you.
there's something about it. It's like there's some sort of latent energy in the world. I don't know. I put my hand like this right here, and I feel and I pause for a good moment. It's like there's a catch that I just have to push through, and I push through it, and it happens. And I kind of like I already have my mirror on now, so it doesn't do anything. But I kind of mime the motion, and now that my mirror's on, I don't feel that catch. And I'm just kind of like interesting. And I
Maybe
sit
I'll
down
think
and
about this more.
I pull out a quill and I start to take down some notes. And then I sit back and wait for the hog hunters.
The
Nope.
hog
That's
hunters,
us.
I'll say you all get back at around the same time. Based off of y'all's initial nature check rolls, I'll say Felix, you get back first. But only like 30 seconds before John.
I see 2 successes.
Damn, John, what the fuck? That thing is huge.
I do have a pretty big hog on my shoulders, don't I? Yes,
Damn.
sir.
Yes,
Sometimes
sir.
when I talk about hogs, just this weird accent comes out. And
What
can't
accent
help
is
it.
that?
I don't know.
Doesn't sound like anything I've heard.
But anyway, I think it should be sufficient amount of meat for a dragon offering.
Yeah, plus the extra. We got. So hold on, let's see. It's.
Yeah, 40, 47, 33. That's a good,
40,
nice,
47,
even
33.
110 pounds.
100, yeah, 110 pounds of pork.
Wow.
Or no, 120, sorry.
120 pounds of pork.
Get a grip, dude.
Get a
Fucking grip, dude.
fucking handle on this, Steven.
Are we going to hold on to our original one we hunted then? That 100 plus pounds should be enough.
I agree.
Yeah, if we need it, we can give. I had to cut up the first hog like a lot to fit it in because this pouch is like barely bigger than my fist. But yeah, well, it's a bit bigger than my fist. Anyway, we're probably fine. You got those. This is okay. I was gonna say you got those fear bombs I asked you to get, which you did because I bought them myself. So I don't want to have to think. I don't want to have to take the time to think about how Felix would say this in roleplay. But I bought a couple of motherfucking dread ampules, moderate strength. I got 3 of them.
Oh, yeah.
And pretty much, I think I was mentioning this last time, but as a reminder, that can give the dragon the frightened condition. And the frightened condition reduces all checks, all things it does, by 1, which includes the fortitude save that it would have to make when I cast slow on it. Which, if I get a good cast of slow on it, I think that will like turn the fight. If it has 1 less action to do shit with.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. But
Yeah.
Good backup to have.
But
So
I'm gonna give 1. Can I give 1 to people without having to go through some shenanigans? Can I just drag and drop?
I don't think you have access to our character sheet, so I doubt it.
I probably
Fuck.
could. Who do you want to give it
Steven
to?
can.
I was gonna give a moderate dread ampule to John, so he would have 1 and I would have 2.
I don't need this.
All right, motherfucker. I do. This is not gonna hurt the dragon. It's gonna frighten the dragon. You got a way better arm than I do.
Okay.
So,
Feels a
should
little
we
scummy,
need?
but I'll allow it.
It's not. It's not. So should we ever come to a fight, you just need to throw this. And then when you do, my magic should be better.
All right.
You're just helping me. You're not hurting the dragon.
All right. All
We
right.
go
I
to
think
the.
it's a good idea, Felix. Are we going to talk to it tonight, or are we going to rest?
No. I'm out of
rest.
spells.
Yeah.
Right. Let's rest.
I can go talk to it.
Oh, you guys
Wait.
probably still here.
Let's wait until we're all prepared tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, this is actually good because.
I'm going to, towards the end of the evening, right before bed, right before we put whatever fire we have out, I'm going to take a small metal bowl and put it over the fire and pour some water in it. And I'm boiling the water, and you see me prepping. I take out what looks to be like a small glass jar full of loose leaf tea, and I start preparing to make tea. Steven, I will be using tonight before I go to bed my Dreamtime tea. Anyone is I'm not gonna explain what it is to anyone, but if anyone is interested in the tea making and comes and asks, I will talk about it. There's not an ask for you guys to ask. That's what I'm doing.
Want to bed.
I'm going to bed. That walk to Riddock really took it out of me.
I'm doing drugs.
Cool.
Cool.
Sick, dog.
Cool. All right, we'll make a AC 21 fortitude save.
I got a 2. I'm highly likely to succeed on a reroll. I don't want to be addicted to the Dreamtime tea.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll again. I'm gonna use my hero point.
Yeah.
What did you say, Steven?
Is it a different
You say this
roll
is not-
to see for the addiction? This is just to see if it works.
I'm fairly certain this is the. I'm pretty sure this is the saving throw. Oh right, yeah, that's a good point. I don't know.
I think that's when you wake up in the morning tomorrow morning.
Does a fail in this instance? What does that mean? Because I think this is technically a poison. So does the fail mean that it affects me?
Great point. Yeah, I'll say it affects you. Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Okay. All right. In that case, I'll do nothing.
Okay. So you're
I said I will take my.
We're now in stage 1, and I'll say as soon as you take it, you start to, as you're kind of just sitting there, your vision and your mind, you can feel it start to get cloudy as you become stupefied too. You are kind of in this lucid state before. Have you ever had this tea before, Turlon?
Nope, never. I saw it advertised in a big store, I think in Wade, and I was like, why not? Sounds interesting. Dreams are happening to us a lot.
Wow.
You ever done
Got that
drugs
dispensary tea.
Yes, Turlon has done drugs before. Probably not anything like super intense, but Turlon has dabbled in recreational drugs for sure.
Gotcha. Then this is very similar to other, kind of hallucinogenic drugs that you have digested in the past. And to get to stage 2, you do a saving throw for every stage, right? Poisons, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
And if you fail each time, you get to the next stage.
Yes.
So then you may need to roll one more time. See if you can get to stage 2 and you can ask your
I
question.
critical succeeded. That was a natural
It's just
20.
kind of dry.
Actually, can I choose? Can I by mechanics? Can I choose to fail?
I don't know. It's kind of fortitude. It's like, I don't know if your body, like this is kind of your body seeing if it can just resist it. I don't know if you can choose to fail this.
In that case, I will do nothing. My body's too strong.
Probably got sold that tourist shit. What are you talking about? Got the weak stuff for the foreigners. Come on.
But you do get the sense, Turlon, that additionally, if you were to get this stuff again, you feel like your body kind of resists it, almost like you're coming back from like being drunk. Like your body, you ate too much. It's like it didn't affect you as much as you felt like it could. You've done experience with this stuff. But I will say you also know that the kind of the benefits of this tea would allow you to kind of see a glimpse into the future only about like 30 minutes into the future.
Still seeing into the future, man. That's crazy.
So I will say that if you were to ingest it next time, maybe closer to your bout would be good. For something that happens in 30 minutes, I'll still extend the effects of this if you want to be a little bit more general.
Yeah,
if you want to be
I
more
wasn't
exact.
I wasn't super going for the actual effect of the augury.
Mm-hmm.
I was just more interested in Dreamtime tea.
Oh yeah. All right, you all can click the take a long rest button.
Yeah.
Yippee!
And get your spells back. And I'll say...
What the fuck is... Oh. Nothing.
Oh. I'll say that you all...
Just forget about it.
You all wake
Don't
up
worry
at your camp. You all went to bed decently early. I mean, it was only around 7, 8 o'clock that you all got back with the Hogs. So I'll say that kind of up. Sun is just risen. You do your daily preparations. What would you like to do? Day's yours. It's bright and early.
I think for the first time ever, you guys see John pull out a book and write something down in it. And to me, I write down the day, like yesterday, and then accomplishment, killed 47-pound hog.
What kind of shit he journals about?
Average male activity.
That was day 2211. So it's
And earlier in the day, you see
2211.
2211 accomplishment, killed 40-pound hog. Or like whatever that was.
That was on 210. The day earlier.
Yeah, 210.
You go back 50 pages and you cross out best hog record.
Yeah, literally.
Number it.
New record, 47.
Huge.
Age
Anyway.
47. You all...
I feel like John would be on male living space. Whatever getup he has would be
It's just a
posted.
weight
It's like,
set in a garage.
and it's like, I don't see what's wrong with this.
Mhm.
And everyone's like, bro, what is your deal?
No, dude,
Anyway.
John has a feng shui. He knows how to decorate.
Mhm. Look at his style. Look at his drip that he's got on.
So,
So you all
So-
ready to take on the day?
I'm gonna fucking ask one of you guys. Would you guys like carve up the pig before you took them?
No.
I'm bringing the whole
Bringing the whole thing.
carcass. Yeah.
I'm gonna rip out one of the teeth of one of them, and put it in my collection.
You just detoothed my hog.
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
Normally it's polite to ask.
Sorry.
Fine.
Do what's the back? I hold
No,
the,
it's fine. Keep it.
Dude, some of the gum attached.
I will say...
It's like a courtesy thing.
I'll say
I
around
just didn't think you needed it.
around midnight, all of you... and this is all of
Oh
you.
my god, dreams.
This is not dreams. This is something different. Around midnight, you all
We're fucked.
wake up just to the ever off in the distance sound of a roar. You all maybe pause for a moment. You can react however you would like to, but nothing else occurs. You just hear a roar in the
What's our
distance.
sleeping sitch? Are we like all in like a little one tent? Are we all?
Yeah, there's a
We're in
tent
the
that
tent,
Felix
yeah.
has.
Mhm.
It's a very fancy.
all-
Don't you remember the tent?
We all have a,
Okay, I don't mean to narrate a scene, but this is kind of too funny to like not say.
Mhm.
You guys wake up and you just hear John go, "What was that?" And you look over in like the room, and even though his helmet's off, it's just completely black. Like
He's got like a night
It's
like
just
eye mask on.
it's just a shadow over his head, and you just can't see it for some reason.
God damn.
Yeah.
Almost,
Okay,
almost.
I'm gonna look closer then. Do I see a face?
Are you trying to be sneaky about it? Or are you literally
Um,
getting
Or
closer?
for a bit, but
Mhm.
I wanna know what his face looks like, man.
But you can't see it. It's hard to
I
say.
see it right now. You'd have to move in order to see it.
I mauled to death.
wait, this is kind of a good reveal. Okay, you guys look over, and like, yeah, you could definitely take a look closer if you want.
If you want.
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna move closer, but I think I'd probably also be perceptive enough to connect. Oh, his helmet isn't on. I'm curious, and I kind of look towards him.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
what's his silhouette?
No. What does? It's up to you, John. What do they see?
you can see that, like, you've always seen John wear his armor in full. It's never been off, even when he's eating. Somehow he just manages to like sneak his bites in when you guys aren't looking. But you can see that like all the armor is removed. Like it's tucked neatly to the side of his bedroll or whatever, and his helmet's off. And he's not even sleeping with like a blanket on. He's just out.
Damn.
So if you guys, does everyone look like a little bit closer?
I'll turn to look at him. I think Felix
look
is
at
not super like, oh my god, this is my chance. Oh boy, look at
Yeah,
this.
Okay.
I'm not gonna like stand up and walk close to him. But
Yeah, but basically you guys just see this kind of in the
Oh,
dark.
man.
Just strong.
Yeah.
Huge.
He's 20, by the way. 20.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
And I just go, what was that?
I pause for a moment, looking, and then look away.
Can I
Hog
try to identify what that was by its roar, Steven? I'm the animal guy.
No roll necessary. It's a roll you heard just earlier today.
God.
It's the dragon.
It did sound like, I mean, y'all aren't super far away, but
Well,
based
should
off of
stay
it,
inside.
it did not sound like it was outdoors. It sounded muffled.
Did it? Can I gather any emotion or like anything from this roar? Was it like a, ooh, I'm trying to scare you, or ooh, I'm in pain, or like what was
Yeah,
this
give me a nature check.
sound trying to communicate?
While he's doing that, I go, Vita, can you message the dragon and ask if that was it? And then also the armor's back on. Don't know when he put it back on, but it's back on.
Speed. Y'all are not
The helmet.
close enough right now to message
I'm
him,
not
you
getting
know that.
anything.
It's not latching on.
What time is it?
It's a dragon. They probably
It's midnight.
yawn. They probably they're just out there. We can probably just go back to bed.
Yeah, I'm sleeping, guys.
Felix, what you
I'm not
got?
even sure Vita actually woke up.
I'm gonna roll
Is-
back over.
You had heard. You go.
Wake me up if anything serious happens.
I'll say, Felix, what you gather from the roar, from what you did hear, it's because you're the most perceptive of the group. Passively, I'll say that you pick up on. You were the first to wake up to it, and it sounded a lot like the very first roar that you had heard when you were like, "Oh shit, Vita's in trouble," which, depending on your conversations, you would know would correspond with a breath attack. It was not like an exhalation as it was chasing
Gatch
you.
is there.
It was letting other roars, and you'd heard other sounds before, but this one sounded almost exactly like the very first roar that you heard when you went to rescue Vita.
Above board, there's definitely an intruder then, I think. Below
Yeah.
board, I'm sleeping.
Below board.
I will.
Not on
I'll
board.
say. I think someone's breaking into the dragon's lair.
I kind of slowly roll back over. What? How would you
Yeah.
know that? I start to like rub my eyes and sit up. How would you know
Because
that?
it roared when it attacked Vita, and
Shit.
it's the same noise.
Shit.
Nice.
Did we actually get arrested?
Technically, no, but
Are any of you hurt? Look around.
No, I'm pretty all right. I can go
Even
down
just
there
a
and take a
little-
look.
Even just a little
I would
bit.
have to reduce my HP down to 82, and because I did take a slash, but it was a bear claw. I can heal myself.
I like motion around. I like grab my mirror. I like kind of like. We should check that out, shouldn't we? We have these invisibility potions. We could take those and investigate with that. I don't
You
want
get
to.
one for each of us.
I got one for myself at least. Did I? I don't remember if you guys asked for one. Did you?
I didn't get one.
I got one.
We got.
I mean, fuck. I think I got two.
Okay, we got 2.
I'll go sneak around.
Are my spells back by now?
I just have one.
If Vita's spells aren't back, I'll ask Vita's. Are you good for like your spells? Have you gotten enough rest?
I'll say that, yeah. What I'll say is because I said y'all went to bed around 8. I'll say it's later than midnight. And it is.
You could say we didn't get a full rest.
The key,
Yeah.
I'll put it this way. We can go one of two ways. You can either. The key is that I was not expecting y'all to go for the fight. I should have done it before y'all hit the long rest buttons. That's true. But this is just a little bit of extra flavor that you heard a dragon roar in the middle of the night. That's a little bit of above board. Y'all can absolutely check the dragon though, but it's a little bit iffy because I was planning on it happening not within your rest. So if y'all want to check, you do not have your spells back, but
yeah, I'm gonna like roll over. I've got an invisibility potion. I swirl it. I can go check it out.
Yeah, you go do that. I don't have anything, so.
If I'm not back in an hour.
I'll stand near the exit of the cave.
not good.
If I hear something horrific, I'll
We're not
charge down
close to
there.
it,
Oh,
right?
wait.
We were a little bit away.
Yeah, y'all.
Wait, no, wait. Don't go down there. Hold on. I'm awake now.
I have a good stealth modifier. I'll be fine. I have a stealth modifier and a
I
hero
just did this yesterday. This is a bad idea. This is
point.
bad.
Odds of two nat ones are low.
We go all together, or we don't go at all. Vita said that he's not. Vita said he needs more rest.
I got no spells.
How about we split the difference? A bunch of us at the entrance to the cave, and then me with the invisibility potion. That's better than earlier when we were split halfway, far away from each other.
You haven't seen this guy, man. This thing can smell you. This thing will kill you immediately. I'm worried.
I kind of like clock in on Vita's like obvious like concern. I'm like,
There's also an alarm there. The only reason I got over is because I can fly too. That's
I like
actually,
kind of like shake my head. There's a what?
yeah. That's actually maybe the more potent point.
Like,
Is that
what
there's
is-
an
what is that?
alarm.
How does that?
All I have to do is
What
just
do you
peek
mean
in and
that
see what's
This is spell.
happening.
I look to you and I nod. Oh, all right.
Look, you guys can go peek, but I've said my warning.
All
I'm
right.
not going in there.
We will heed your warning. Again, I'm just gonna go stand near the edge of the cave.
Alright, y'all travel like half a mile to the edge of the cave.
Yep.
Dead bodies of the caustic wolves are still there. Looks the same as before.
All right.
We can like. I think we'd stake out for like another minute. I mean, whatever it is, probably got chased away by now. But we can stake it out for a few, like 30 minutes before leaving.
Vita, I'm gonna go with them. Are you gonna be okay here?
I'll come to the edge of the cave. But I'm not going in.
Okay. So yeah,
I'll message you every minute, just as a check-in. If you go down there.
good idea. I'm gonna stay outside as well. Because I'm more interested in the thing that was in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
stay outside
so am
unless
I,
we hear some-
honestly.
another obvious noise from the inside. And I'm not going to necessarily do anything in that case, but I will reassess in that case. Say we give it like 30 minutes.
Yeah, does anything come out of the back entrance?
Within that 30 minutes, no. If anybody's listening intently, please make a perception. But
Bro,
if
you
you're
already
just-
know.
If you're just sitting there, no. We're just vibing.
Natural 4.
Damn.
Everything.
John, what you hear sounds to be like the soft, like, cries of an animal. Kind of this very faint, like, high-pitched sound deep within this cave.
There's a good chance well, I hear the cub. I assume the cub, but nothing else. Maybe the bears went into the dragon cave. I don't know.
Maybe.
If there was a proper intruder, they must be gone by now.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Let's go back to bed.
Excuse me.
I'm not gonna let my.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
yeah.
know what? No, this is fucking stupid. What? I'm gonna say, Felix, check for tracks. You're good at that, right?
Yeah.
Check for tracks. I'll help.
Is there any indication that a creature that is not us, or not the bears, or I guess the dead wolves, any indication that a new creature or
I'd like-
person has come
Roll a-
through
roll a
this
survival
space?
check, and if you want to help
Can
out,
I? Yeah, I'd like to help. I'd like to help by like
Do the
pointing
help
out
action.
bits of nature that are.
roll a nature.
Okay, I rolled a 2. Great. I don't harm you. I just suck at rolls.
You were pretty confident.
Thank you, Terlon. I did get that.
Not that you needed that with that thick fucking 32. Jesus Christ.
So you feel very
It's a lot of
confident.
flag. Thank you, Terlon. That's very helpful.
You feel very confident, Felix, that there have been no tracks around. Other than
Every
the
time Terlon
wolves.
points something out, it's like, no, that's a wolf track. No, that's your footstep. That's your footprint.
You just made
That's my footprint when I was a deer.
Okay,
That's
my
from a bear.
13 wasn't that bad, bro.
No, fuck you.
That's
Fuck
like a
you.
nat 1 type situation, bro. I
No,
just
no.
don't see anything.
No.
Just roll.
I rolled a 32 and you rolled a 13. I get the narrative. I get to decide what's silly.
Did you focus on describing how awesome you are, not how stupid I am?
I'm doing that by being better than you.
Oh,
Anyway.
Baze.
Anyway.
You
Okay,
also
yeah, no,
made
we're
the
good. We can go back
tracks.
to sleep.
There you go.
There's nothing new here.
So whatever it was something that was already inside.
Came from the other entrance, the main entrance.
Oh, that as
Sorry.
well. We could check out the main entrance.
We got no idea where it is.
Yeah, y'all have no clue.
Could be miles away.
That's right. That's a good point. I think it's more likely than not that it was just one of the wolves. One of the bears. You said the cub's crying? I suppose you're probably right, Mother. Mother got too close to the dragon's dead. Cub's crying.
Damn bears always be getting too close.
Oh,
Damn bears! Getting up in my cave, my lair.
You all complete the rest. Rest of the night is uneventful. Should have done that before the full rest button, but it works out in the end. It's now 6 or 7 in the morning. Sun has risen. Ready to take on the day.
All right.
Shit, maybe we can pacify the bears with some of the meat. We can just do that.
We can, if it's just the cub, we can just kill it.
I don't think it's gonna be just the cub. I think the cub was just scared.
Hmm.
I don't think the bears are stupid enough to go into the cave.
I think we should just go down there and see what's what.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sicko planning. Get me in a cave.
Get me in that cave. All right.
Big 180. All right, let's go.
We're doing
Well,
it.
now I got all my spells.
Activate.
Now nothing can hurt me.
Activate.
What
Rap
what is
mode.
in his caving kit?
Give me all stealth checks, everybody. As we now enter different music.
29. Nice work, Vita.
Shit.
Still double digits, man. Still double digits.
Which
That's what matters.
Hey, this is 15 better than your last stealth check in this cave.
You all head down the cave. Vita, you slip a little bit. Still very steep dirt going down. But as you are heading down, instead of seeing 2 bears, as you all had seen before, you seem to see just one large bear currently. And as you are beginning to approach stealthily, you can see that this bear, its skin is already singed, right? But as you're approaching, even within its skull, you can kind of see just this secretion out of its skin. This much darker green kind of substance coming out of its eyes and through small lacerations across its body as it is laying there, not sleeping per se, but certainly resting. And as you begin to approach a little bit closer, as you all are stealthing, you may move yourselves if you want. All of your stealth checks are good enough to get a little bit closer. Some of you do see that there is a small, the small cub is behind this bear, seemingly sleeping. But the bear is not sleeping. It does not currently see you as you are beginning to approach outright. But the bear is certainly quite vigilant, but looks hurt.
Okay, so maybe
Something
the bears
happened
did get
here.
hurt.
Yeah.
Something attacks the bears?
Then where's the other one?
Could be dead.
The
Can
other
I
one
keep-
chased something maybe that was in here?
I don't know. Gonna keep moving along.
You're all just trying to walk past the bears. The bear is, I'll say, vigilant, is looking out. It's dark in here, but not that
Sneaking.
dark.
I want to sneak.
Okay.
Well, I don't think we even have the there's not
uh,
enough clearance to even necessarily
Wow.
try.
we will just try to look using my bear knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Try to look non-threatening as we pass by, and if it gets all like, "Rrr," I'm just gonna reach into the the legally distinct bag of holding, the spacious pouch, and then toss some of the meat I have yet to salt. The first hog meat.
First
I'll
hog.
just toss it to the bear.
First hog. I'll say as
First hog meat.
you all begin to just kind of
Travel.
slowly move by, like, it's impossible to quote unquote stealth in this situation, but you are moving quietly by. See the bear notice you and kind of look over, and you see it gets up on its paws in a defensive, or it's on all 4 of its paws in kind of a defensive pose. Lets out this grrr sound. It's growling as you probably stop for just a moment to gauge what it's doing, and it is slowly growling at you as you're just kind of in this moment. Do you try to feed it?
Go salted meat. And I throw a pound of salted meat
Okay.
of the hog meat.
Give me a persuasion check.
You know it.
Diplomacy in this game.
Or diplomacy, yes.
Meat-based
Give it-
diplomacy.
Yeah,
Meat-based.
meat-based
It's
diplomacy.
huge. It's huge.
Meat-based diplomacy.
Meat-based play.
It seems
40
to react.
pounds is changed to 39
39.
pounds.
I'll say it reacts as if you're throwing something at it, or like a weapon of some sort, and you see the cub kind of just sneak around the corner, but I'll say it starts to sniff the meat, and you see the eyes in its head, this kind of dull green glow kind of flare up for a moment as it just in one huge bite, not even like nibble, just grabs the whole thing, and it starts to begin chewing on it. What do you all do?
Just
Its
trying to use
eyes
that
are kind of flaring.
opportunity
The bear
to
club pause.
keep scooching past it.
So I mean, I think like we were kind of mostly in agreement with the fact that the dragon had been affected by this and somehow, but I think that definitely seals the deal because the bear is super hungry. The dragon said something about being super hungry. Whatever this is makes you hungry.
Cursed.
Burst with an everlasting hunger.
Just
You
hit
all
it with that drought spell. It's gonna thirst the enemy.
poor beast. But as you all begin to get by, it starts to growl even more, but does not pursue. As you begin going through the cave even longer, let me change the scene real quick. Mr. Music.
We have told the dragon that we were coming.
We should probably, before we
Not
step
really
in,
do that.
we'll be like, all right, before we step in, we should probably ask if it wants to talk to us. Vita, could you like message it and ask if we can come in?
Sure.
Or Bell Gaming.
What do you say?
I'll do that. Hello. We are right outside the cave. Can we come in to speak? We have food.
You hear in response almost this chewing sound, this
Oh man.
sound, and it says, "Yes, come and talk,
Alright.
enemies of Gatch."
Yep. He says we're good.
All right.
Okay.
Go on in there.
Huge.
Huge.
We're not walking to our death right now.
We're not. We're definitely not.
Definitely not. As you all walk in, I'll say that you begin just to see the edge of this cavern once again, filled with just these pools of this green goo. A cavern that you have seen very close and in person before, Vita. As you approach, you all do not see the dragon on his pile of coins. And as you are kind of looking over, especially with Vita saying that there were some bookshelves over there, you do notice that kind of in the corner there are little bookshelves and tables with various items on them that you can only kind of barely see in the dark. It's very in a dark corner, but you can see what Vita pointed out. But as you all begin to approach, I'll say right when you get to this point where you all are in the map, suddenly you all hear this ding 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 sound, like a handbell, as if a bell has just been rung just around you. Vita, you have heard this exact sound before. And you hear from within the cave, you hear this sound as something heavy slams into the ground. And these little globules of light come from the left side of the cavern into the space where you all have entered. And you can now see, it's not just dimly lit in this green light. It is now not bright light, but as if there's torch lights around as you hear the stomping sound as this dragon slowly begins to approach from around the corner. And I will say that for all of you, and still for you, Vita, as this creature moves, you can see the muscles kind of rippling underneath this thin skin that it has, normally covered with scales that have all been singed off. And as it approaches, you can see that the light within its eyes of its dragon skull is very dim right now. It's almost black. You can just see a small green glow within it as it turns the corner. But this is not a monster. This is a intelligent being just like yourself, but much larger, much more dangerous, can fly, and has some sense of, it has a fear factor to it. As it turns the corner and you all are able to see it, I'd like you all to make a save for its frightful presence. Let me put it in the chat.
Great success.
Oof, that was almost a nat 1.
Okay, critical success.
What is happening that's making mine a crit success at a 24?
It's
I have some ability.
resolve, is what it seems to say it has. So you must have resolve. You must have any success turns into a crit success for fear effects. I don't know.
Did I get that? Is that a... Okay, that's a thaumaturge feature. I didn't know that.
Well, hell yeah. There you go. You got it. You all succeed, except for Tarlon. You critically succeed. You are unaffected, but the rest of you are frightened 1, which is just -1 to basically all your checks.
Yipe!
As it turns the corner, and it is looking at you, and let me
Record,
pull
I'm
up
definitely still scared.
just not mechanically scared. Roleplay wise, as it turns the corner, with these lights kind of floating above it, just these magical floating lights, not connected to anything, is looking at you and says, "Who dares enter my lair?" And its voice is just, you've heard it within your head, Vita, and you heard it when you were all running away, Vita and Felix, but it's this raspy, crackling voice that it's coming from in front of you, but it feels like it's filling your mind.
Real quick, as we get out of the way for the
Sure.
roleplay, I'm gonna hold on to my mirror and I'm just going to exploit vulnerability.
Okay. So give me
I'm gonna make my
your
check.
roll check, your esoterical lore check.
Oh. Yeah, it's probably a fail.
That is a fail, yes. But you can still use its personal antithesis, which is 2 plus half your
Okay.
level, so you still have a plus
Noted.
5.
Thinking about that.
If you were to attack it.
So that's who we are. Or who dares
Okay,
disturb.
are we the
Yes,
hunters, the
he's-
breakers?
You all are the hunters, storm
It's interchangeable.
But he said, "Who dares enter my lair?" is what he all said to you. And he looks at you expectantly, and he's kind of slowly walking towards you. Not very quickly, but inching.
I will just turn to Felix and kind of get ready to like give to him because this is his forest and all.
Like, oh right. I'll be like, I am Felix. I'm Druid Yerman of the Tilgi Forest. These are my compatriots. We are the Storm Hunters, and we were the ones that were asking if we could come see you.
The enemies of Gatch.
The enemies of Gatch. Yeah, we brought some boar because it's rude to visit someone without bringing a gift.
You see the dragon.
Vita said that you were hungry, so.
Yeah, dragon kind of sniffs at you all and says, "Come and bring it to me. Let us talk."
Where should we put it? Do you have like a table?
It slowly starts to kind of move. It turns around and moves away, and you can see. Oh, okay.
He's
Oh,
dead.
We're back.
Oh no! Discord just restarted.
There we go. Hell yeah.
I was typing,
George Bowman.
and then my Discord. I don't know.
As you are, as you say where to put it, it kind of turns away from you, and it gestures with its head, and you can see it's just this large neck that's probably 5-10 feet long, or 5 feet long, just in length. It kind of gestures over to the left as it slowly starts to walk away. And you can see it's just stepping through these pools, and it's not reacting at all to it, even though you hear there's this slight singeing sound as it's walking through.
Kind of gingerly step over and put the boar where it pointed to.
It gestures over, and you can see that there's a pile of bones to the left, and sitting on top of this bone, kind of splashed within, is a half-eaten bear.
Oh.
The very same
Yikes.
bear that you all saw before.
Oh.
But it is slowly starting to walk back towards its coin bed.
Very comfy.
I'm
Alright,
just
so
gonna say
once-
I kind of go up and around and then drop it and then walk over here.
And I'll say, let me do some rolls real quick. But you all position yourselves as he's kind of walked back, and you can say anything you'd like to him while I'm doing these rolls.
I'm say shit. I'm on edge because I'm frightened. This is a bit
Sucks.
bigger than I thought it was gonna be.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit. I'll say
I'm gonna say,
real
is there
quick
any part of
first.
you that
Oh yeah, you go.
doesn't believe us? Because, yeah, I have a spell that can prove we're telling the truth. I don't want to waste it if you believe us already.
Scary
Music
music,
real quick.
scary
I know it is
music.
scary music. First, before it responds to you, Vita Turlon, as you are approaching, you see as it's kind of walking by, just out of the side of your vision, you can see the side of its head, and you see a flare from within its eye. Its green eyes, a flare of this greenish light fire mixture. It's hard to place what it exactly is. You can see it kind of rears its head just a little bit, as if it's reacting to it, and then goes back to normal as it's walking. The rest of you do not notice this, but Turlin, you notice it kind of reacts a little bit to a flare within its eye, but it turns around as he says this, Vita, and it does not sit or anything, but it just stands on top of its pile, looking at all of you as you've approached and let the boar into the pile of bones and half-eaten
As
bear
we walk
there.
up, I'm just going to lean in to Felix and whisper into his ear what I saw. Not that I don't want to tell anyone else, I just want to keep it a secret in case I was trying to hide it.
Make a stealth check for me.
Oh, fuck you.
Ooh, almost a
A
natural
2.
10.
You know what? I don't want to be perceived by the dragon today. I'm either gonna do better, or it's gonna be funny. So, okay.
That's better and funny. How about that?
Wow.
Better and funny.
That is funny.
You have never whispered better, Turlon. Felix,
Done do better than this.
it's almost as if Turlon cast the message spell. You are sure no one else heard it. But you know now that the dragon reacted as you were slowly walking by. But the dragon turns to you, Vita, and says, I believe you all.
Cool.
I know that you, and looks at you, right at you, Vita. You were the one who snuck into my lair yesterday, was it?
Yes.
Why were you sneaking into my lair?
We have never quite seen something as vast as you before, and we were a little hesitant, so I went in to see what was happening in here, and I accidentally brushed into you.
You all see its eyes kind of flare up a little bit. And it looks across all of you and says, I don't want to kill you all. I don't have much time. And you see its eyes kind of flare up a little bit and reacts with its neck. I can't hold back this curse for long. What did you want to talk about?
Well, you kind of answered a big part of our question. So, long story short, we're trying to deal with this whole curse, and I kind of wave broadly at all of the evil goo that's in the lair. We're trying to deal with this, and we don't really know where it's coming from or what effect it has. And we've never met like an intelligent creature that has been affected by it before. So I guess the question was, what's it done to you? You okay? You don't look okay.
It lets out this low growl that you can feel within your feet as it kind of shakes the ground a little bit and says, it has made me have an insatiable hunger for flesh. And its eyes flare as it kind of stares directly at each of you, very purposely as it says this. But
Well, that's
I am
bad.
never full. I have no time for my studies. I have no time to protect this part of the forest. I have no time to do anything but eat. And its eyes flare up as it takes one step towards you, and then it takes a step back, as it seems like it's almost restricting itself. Its muscles are kind of tensing under its skin as it's saying this.
Well,
Okay. I will say, okay, that's actually incredibly helpful. We would want to help cure a guardian such as yourself. I mean, I know I would appreciate any assistance in guarding the Togi Forest. Can you tell us how you got cursed, where it came from?
You see its eyes kind of flare up a bit as you say how you got cursed. Looks up and says, "Those minions of Gatch did this to me." Stares
Boy.
back down at you. "They covered me in it. In my sleep. It burned away everything. And it looks around just in general. I haven't been able to sleep since. I need to always be eating." And it takes a step towards you, and this time it does not rear its step back. But its eyes are still just flaring a little bit, and I'll say at this point you can kind of just see just the trickles of green flame coming out of its mouth. Just ever so slightly, almost out of anger. But it seems quite upset.
what?
I will say quietly, I was like, oh, we don't have
I will
do
say
you
quietly, we need to learn anything about the Gatch and get out of here.
do you know where the Gatch brothers, Gatch and his minions are? I hate that motherfucker to take him out. Do you know where he is?
When you say Gatch, its eyes flare up again, and it says,
Gatch bad, Gatch bad.
it says, "I don't know where Gatch is. His minions came in here," and it starts looking around and then it starts looking at each of you. Its eyes are now just kind of this boiling flame. It was just burst before, but now it's looking at you. "I don't know. Somewhere to the north. I can't. I don't know if this is secure. I've tried everything. I don't know." And I'll say it takes another step towards you all.
Okay.
We already given both cows or both pigs.
We did.
Yeah,
we
they're in
did.
the
He has
pile
not.
over
He
by
has
the
not
bear, but he
eaten
hasn't
them.
eaten
This is
them.
not eating it.
Okay. I got it.
Good.
It's
Good.
looking at its eyes. Its head is just between the four of you.
Well, one more
This is-
step, and I'm taking the invisibility potion and leaving. I just want to call that.
Steven, I have I want to use the spell, but it would be a more creative interpretation of the spell than the pure mechanics. So
I love
I
some good
prepared.
interpretations, yeah.
I prepared resist energy.
Okay.
So it is touch targets one creature, duration 10 minutes. A shield of elemental energy protects a creature against one type of energy damage. Choose acid, cold, electricity, fire, or sonic. The target and its gear gain resistance 5 against the damage type you chose. So normally it's like, ooh, it's an attack, like a bubble.
Mhm.
But I would like to give this dragon acid shield to try to protect it from the acid curse, or at least lessen the effect of it for 10 minutes.
Smart.
Would that be something that I could do? Should I just not, or would I just know the possibility?
I'll say that I'll say two things. One, it is touch. And I'll say if this were a distance spell, maybe it would have a better chance of working. But to touch this dragon, even if it were like a miracle to
never
work,
mind.
may be scary. But I'll say, and then in addition to that, the dragon said that he has tried things to stave off this curse.
Okay, yeah, no, it won't work. Okay.
It may help, but it's probably not going to get rid of the curse.
Oh yeah, no, I this was more like a.
Like calm down, calm emotions.
This is more like
type deal.
I'm taking an Advil.
Mm-hmm.
so I can ignore the pain for a bit.
If it's like that, you feel like it would work a little bit more. The touch thing still comes into effect. I thought you were saying just get rid of the curse, but yeah, to take an
Okay,
animal,
no.
yes. Like
I'm gonna
kind
make a
of
will save to see if I'm willing to walk up to this thing.
calm emotions kind of deal.
Goaded.
Okay, I
Goaded.
think it's like okay. I have this won't cure you, but I think I could like help ease the pain. But I have to touch you. Is that okay?
Its head comes down towards you at eye level as it's getting just a little bit closer to you. It says, "Please try it," and you hear that within your head. The other three of you do not hear it.
They're like, okay. And as I begin to, I will slowly, because I'm still very frightened, begin to like move my hands, cast the spell. And as I'm doing this, I'm like, so, what's your name? I introduced myself, but I'm not sure who I'm speaking to as I begin to cast the resist energy acid on him.
Okay. Spell effect, resist energy, and you are doing acid specifically.
Yes.
That acid, beautiful. I'll say you're asking this, and as soon as you touch, the eyes flare down just a little bit. They're still glowing, but you can see that the spell that normally, like you're saying, is like a shield, kind of goes within the body. And I'll say that all of you see, as soon as Felix's hand touch, almost like a cascade across the body, down the neck and across the body, you see just these small spittles of acid that were kind of clinging to the skin of this dragon, like pop off, like spurt out for just a moment, as it's almost like cleanse, like coming off of the body for just a moment, and you can see the dragon is so close within, close to your face, Felix, it lets out this breath, and there's this green mist that kind of singes your eyes a little bit. Doesn't do any physical damage. Yeah, it coughs in front of your face, like, as it lets out this breath and says, thank you. I feel its eyes flare up just a little bit. A little better. It takes a step back. I am Siskin. I have not gained a title yet from the Great One, but I fear with this curse I never will get one.
Well, Siskin, it's very nice to meet a fellow guardian of the forest. And don't give up on yourself just yet, There's a lot of things we can try, and you're still young, I think.
I'll say, as you're talking to it, Felix, it's kind of like looking around, like just blindly, as if it's feeling the resistance within its body, as it's taking just like it's inching back a little bit. It says, yes.
And also, as I'm speaking, I'm taking very slow steps back to my group, away from Siskin.
I'm gonna look to the other two briefly and say, I can't believe that worked. Gonna buy us some time.
Me neither.
It says, I don't know how to get rid of this. And it looks to you all. This is not of arcane design. This is not of anything I've studied.
Uh-oh.
Whatever this curse is.
You know what that means? We know what that means!
You're actually talking to the perfect group for this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Siskin, this is kind of your lucky day.
Looks right.
We might be the only other people that know about this.
What do you mean?
So I know that it's probably very difficult to study, but the long and short of it is this is like Alkasan magic. Very, very old, very, very ancient, practically unknown. We've been dealing with it for like a month. I keep looking back to the others. I'm like, am I good to keep going? Like, I want to say anything.
I nod at you.
Oh,
Okay.
but don't tell anybody else that though.
Yeah, it's kind of
that.
the deities get rather upset at its mention, and a
I'll
lot
say
of people.
Dragon deity.
I'll say it.
We'll
when
ask
you
that. We'll figure out that.
when you mention the deities, Felix, it does.
Uh-oh.
For the first time, you've never heard a dragon chuckle, but in this raspy kind of tone
Yeah.
of its voice, it chuckles. It goes, deities.
Oh boy.
You must not know much about dragons.
Nope.
We hate deities.
Okay.
They took
We
so
don't really
much.
like them either.
They took so much from us. From my kin. You
Well,
all don't like the deities, but you're mortals. Looks at all of you, almost confused, bewildered, to say that you don't like the deities.
I would have to interject, and I would say I don't know if that's completely. I kind of look at Felix, and
I will stare directly back at you like, do not fuck this up. Now I think I'm like, I would be like, don't you fuck.
I look at you, and understanding. I turn back, and what I will say is, by and large, we are currently in conflict with them.
Good.
I'll glance at Ori. Oh, fuck. I'll worry about that later.
Or you should just sit this one out.
He should not be here.
Ori is just as equally frightened of this beast.
Dude, imagine if Ori spoke up now by himself.
He's like, you know what? Yeah, they were right. I should speak when I want, when I'm not spoken to.
That'd be such a crazy turn of events. The
I
first
said
time.
there would. I look again, Felix. There's more and more Alkasan relics, magic, effects appearing every day. We are trying to track it down. We had a hunch that this, I point to the goop everywhere, might be connected. Seems likely.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, yeah, if what you say is true, Siskin, it definitely is. It looks a lot like other types of Alkasan elemental magic. So
do you
yeah,
have a
so
cure?
the Gatch. We're still working on that one. All you got to do is just sit tight. Try not to lose yourself to
Eyes
the
flare
curse.
up a little bit as you say that.
I know that's probably a lot easier said than done, and I'm sorry to bring it up.
I am cutting you off because my character is going to cut you off briefly, and I'm going to mutter
That's
in
fine.
Elvish to you. And I'm just going to say in like a very, very like heightened, like frightened tone, I'm going to say, I'm not going to whisper, but my character is. Do you think any of our other Alkasan chemicals and or elixirs could aid Siskin?
I'll say in Elvish, we're sure as fuck not trying right now. But yeah, Siskin. Just do your best.
I'm not going to be able to hold off my hunger. I'll need to continue to search. Some of the animals of this forest are not enough for my hunger. He looks almost down. I've had to hunt for people. I've had to hunt for other animals I would never hunt for before. I'm not. He looks at you. When I get judged, they're gonna be viewed me as a curse, as a stain.
Well, I mean, there's still time to fix it. Don't worry. Just like I said, do what you can. It's okay if you make mistakes. Just preferably don't make a mistake in the next 8 minutes while we're still in the cave. Sorry. You said the Gatch brothers were the Gatch minions were to the north. Is where you saw them coming from?
Yeah, eyes kind of flare up a little bit. Says yes, they were to the north. They were.
Yeah.
And you see it starts to look back and forth. They came in at night. They threw these glass balls at me. They covered me in it, and it shattered across my skin. I woke up. I woke up, and they were all gone. Then I looked like this. And he kind of pulls up his hands and looks down at them. Or looks up his giant claws, and you can see just the bones are almost just like dripping and secreting this green liquid. It seems to be secreting even faster because of your spell, Felix.
It's going faster because of my spell?
Yeah, it's like kind of coming out instead of just like dripping on it. It kind of like repels off of it.
Okay.
Let's get the fuck out of here and try to do our part.
Okay. Well, Seiskin, thank you so much for meeting with us. We're going to try to figure out what to do about this. You'll be the first one we see when we get this solved. I hope I'm saying this as I'm slowly just kind of backing away. Discord stopped working. What does that mean?
We
You're
can
still
hear you.
here.
Okay. I
can't
freaked
see
out.
I see you.
Okay, cool. Slowly backing away as I say this, I was like, I hope you enjoyed the hog. Caught it ourselves for you. And yeah, we'll see you soon. We're gonna go now, okay? Okay, bye. And then I'm just gonna turn around and leave.
So as you're kind of slowly walking away, it says, Wait, I must thank you. I must thank you for, even if it's a temporary relief, what you've done to me. Felix Yerman. Looking at
That's
you,
what I'm here for,
and it kind of
friend.
slowly walked a little bit towards you and says, I will, if you find a cure for this, if all of you storm hunters find a cure for this, I will let all of my kin know in the Togi Forest of what you've done for me. I will let them all know. And it's looking across all of you.
All right.
Okay.
I'll say, it's like a thank you, Seiskin. That's very kind. And I'll say, okay, hold on. See the question. This is too much information for like a dumb flavor thing that I want to do. But so Wild Song is the Druid language, right? But is it used for communicating, or is it capable of being used for communication, or is it more just for like I'm casting spells in Druidic?
Not like complex thought. It's like more like think like hand signals. It's that kind of thing. Like it's not like it's communicating general thoughts.
Do you think that Druids would speak in like Fae, or like use Fae terms because they are very nature forward spirits?
I'll say that for you, Felix, it's not like a common druid thing, but I'll say you took a liking to it when you were younger, so you know some Fae terms, sure.
Okay, I will say in Fae, one of the common like goodbyes or greetings I know, which is go with the grace of the Summer Queen. And I will like do a little nod to him. Or say like in common I'll be like, Seiskin, guardian of the forest. And in Feywild, go with the grace of the Summer Queen, like a little half bow, and then I will turn and like, all right guys, we should probably go right now, please. Please.
Cock my head a little bit in response to you as you say the thing.
As you finish your Fae saying, Felix, you do your bow and you look up. The light is temporarily, just for a moment, gone from Seiskin's eyes. There's no green light, it's just a black skull. And you hear a voice within your head, Felix. I'll say Vita, Turlon, and John, you see Seiskin's mouth move, but only you hear within your head, Felix, not a voice, a raspy voice like you've heard, just a deep, low voice. How do you know that? And the eyes once again glow green, and you see Seiskin shake its head. It says, good luck to you all. And slowly starts to turn around. I'm going to try and get some sleep.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Try your best. Yep, just bed rest and hanging out till we get back. All right, bye.
Definitely been trying to leave for about 20 in-game minutes now. I'm out.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Definitely
Yes.
been less than 10, because otherwise it would have worn off. The spell only lasts 10
I
minutes.
meant 20 real life
Yeah,
minutes.
true life.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You all skedaddle out of the cave.
I'll say.
Before we end the session, is there anything that y'all would like to resolve for this session?
I'll be like, you guys didn't hear that, did you? No, of course you didn't. You didn't hear him speak and then immediately forget about it, did you?
No.
He reacted when I said, okay, when I said something in Fae. I said it translates to go with the grace of the Summer Queen. I don't know who the Summer Queen is. Do I? I don't think I do. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And then the moment I said that, Siskin's normal voice spoke to me. I think it was his normal voice spoke to me in my brain, asking how I knew that. And then the green flames like came back, and he told us goodbye.
We all saw the flames disappear, right? We just
Yes,
didn't hear the voice.
you all for
I
a
saw
moment
I saw the
after
flames.
Felix said that. Yeah.
Disappear when you spoke in.
Okay.
What language you said that was Fae?
Can you say that whole thing again, Kevin?
I said I saw the lights flash, his eyes flash.
Yeah, and then
After you
Turlock
said
said
that thing, what was that? Fae? Or what language
Yeah.
was that? That's what I said.
it was Fae. I spoke in the language of the fairies. That's weird. I don't really use that
I'm going to
language because
also
no one knows it. But
call out to you, Felix, that happened once. Actually, I'm saying to you, Alex, that happened once earlier. He spoke to you in his normal voice, all of a sudden in your head, and only you heard it. I'm just reminding you.
oh, Felix didn't. I didn't catch that. Felix didn't
That
catch
happened.
that for
That
the first time.
when
I will say
Steven
that was in the raspy voice, but you did hear within your head when
When he
you
told me
asked
to heal.
to heal. Yes, that was his raspy
I
voice,
think
but it was
you
within
might
your
have
head.
just misheard him. I think. I don't think he's. I think you just misheard him.
misheard what as what?
Well, you said he said it in his normal voice, but he forgot about it. To me, it doesn't make any sense. So
Exactly.
most
So
likely thing
something's
is you
up.
misheard him.
Maybe
Wow.
this. Could it be that there's something about this curse connected to the Fae?
That. I hope not, but
Very trickster magic.
I
that's for
wouldn't.
sure,
I wouldn't put it at this point. I don't know. I don't. Single thing. We have no idea. I have no idea.
Right.
Anything could be possible.
Quick question for Felix.
You go.
Yes, Vita.
He at the end there implied he'll tell all of his people about us. Does that mean that there are many more green dragons in the Togi Forest that are just around? Like, are we gonna have to be interacting with those?
I have no idea how many dragons there are. I have not met one until right now. I didn't. Stephen, was I aware? I know I already asked this before.
You know there are green dragons, but you know it's not like
That was I aware?
it's not
I
like
wasn't.
there's
Was I
fear,
aware?
You know?
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, there's X number of green dragons in the Togi Forest. I was just like, they could be around here. There's at least one.
You've heard of like a couple of green dragons.
So there's a couple. Normally they're not very close to each other, like physically.
Could he not have just met the other guardians of the forest, whichever ones he works with and knows?
I mean, I don't know. I use Guardians of the Forest more to like kind of butter them up.
Turlon laughs.
I don't really know his relation to the others. They're just as, if not more, they're as prone to drama and gossip as we are. It just so happens that they are massive flying magic reptiles.
We are puny to them.
Yeah.
If Siskin loses the faintest ability he has right now to control his urges,
It would be in the best
lay waste to
interest.
the forests.
Absolutely, it would be in the best interest of everyone if Siskin was killed, if that was the case.
Well,
Oh.
I'm gonna kind of like sit down for a moment. So I presume we're not even at the camp yet. I just sit down like in the forest where we are. I take stock of the area. Let's say, well, Felix, I think we owe it to you to help you dispatch this, whether that be killing Gatch or killing Seskin. Hopefully,
think-
the former, not the latter.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the only place I've been able to rest since leaving the carnival. I'd like it to stay that way.
Yeah. Oh, and if we don't cure Siskin,
North of the forest is where we ran into Gatch. I suppose it's worth discussing more detail about what I know about Gatch.
Yeah.
It was not much, but someone at the carnival. I don't know how, but he had some sort of influence over her. Made her show up to meetings and such. She dreaded it.
Yeah, well, he is a scumbag, so.
We ended up moving the carnival because of it. I might be able to find. I can probably find the carnival where it is right now. It's advertised traveling. If it's nearby, I could ask her what she knows. It could be a start.
It could be useful, yeah.
I have some good news. And I'm gonna ask Ori to fly away out of earshot.
I got good news. Ori, get out of
Ori
here.
follows your command.
Okay, actually, it's bad news.
Oh.
Sick one.
We really had
Ori, I get why you did it, but Ori did not know about Alkasan stuff. That was a secret this whole time, but he was right there.
Oh.
Now, I don't think he'll report us on his own, but I feel like that could be a major issue if Sulan
Suddenly
learns.
knows.
Was Ori
what we're
not there
doing.
when we were talking to the Ultra Priest?
No, I purposely kept him out because of Sulan.
Oh,
okay.
shit.
Well, that would have been good to know earlier.
Okay, well, that's my bad.
I mean,
My
we
bad.
knew that, but it's just in the moment, you know. I
I've
get
also
it.
been as bad.
No, I
I
Felix
didn't
knew
know you were
that.
gonna say the A word. I thought we were. It's a big
No,
secret.
that's like I said. This is my bad. This is my bad. This is my
The
bad.
A word.
I'll be
Listen,
honest.
A
I
word.
forgot Ori, but I forgot Ori could like listen.
It's no K
Maybe
word.
he didn't. I don't know, but that's just something to be aware of. I guess I'll find out next time I go to bed.
Ah, I think it
Yeah.
will be fine for now.
Plus, we're trying to stop the Alkasan stuff, which is what the gods would want. I think. So,
Yep.
Sulan seems so far. Actually, I don't really know anything much about Sulan. Does she seem reasonable?
Yeah. I
Okay.
don't really know.
Well,
I just wanted to bring it up just so we're not blindsided if something really bad happens with the
thank you,
deity.
Lisa. That's good to know.
That is a good thing to bring up. Okay.
All right.
So our next step could be. The day is young. We can travel into the closest settlement.
Oh my God! It's not even 11 a.m. yet. Holy shit!
Travel to the closest settlement, see if there is news of my traveling carnival, and see if we can. I can request an audience with my former. I don't know what you would call it. What's the name of a person who participates in a carnival? Actor? I don't
Carney.
know.
Yeah. Carney.
Carney? Is that actually a thing?
That
Yep.
is a
Carney.
thing. Carney is the thing.
Yeah, don't. There's real world carnies out there.
Cardi erasure. Cardi erasure.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that's a good place to end.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, we gotta. Plus, I think we just gotta find a nearby, because they will probably have
Gatch clues.
something about
That's
Gatch.
true. We could probably just ask about Gatch if he's
Be like, hey, you know about this jackass that's been terrorizing the half of the forest for like 30 years? They'll probably be like, oh yeah, no, we got a couple stories, and then we can also find the carnival. So,
I'm seeking a Gatch update. Do you have one?
boy, do we got a Gatch update for you.
Last
Even-
session. God, we gotta kill this dragon. This session. God, we gotta kill Gatch.
Y'all
Uh-huh.
could do a nice little memory lane and go back to Felix's place.
It's coming up, Gatch. Yeah, I was about to say it's
It's
one of the
coming up,
bigger
Gatch.
scenes.
Wow.
Set
I
episode
did not
name. It's coming up, Gatch.
I did not expect
Hogs
this,
and Gatch. That's what it's
this,
called.
Hogs and Gatch.
this session to go this way. Wow.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna kill a dragon this session. I'm gonna be
I'm
real.
so glad we have a new friend.
I'll say that resist energy. I like very creative use. Helped a lot.
Thank God.
I'll say that.
Thank God.
Thank freaking God, dude.
And an internal use of it.